Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. Another video for the fans. So today is week 4, day 1. So starting off with the bench press now. And the plan today was to do 2 sets of 2 to probably like an RPE 9ish. So with this peaking cycle, I already know what weights I'm going to use. With a peaking cycle, you always want to plan it really and have a rough idea of what numbers you want to hit, not just at the end of it, but going through as well. So basically, you want to start with the end in mind and have a goal and work towards it. So with this peaking block, if you've been following my videos, you'll know that I'm only peaking 2 lifts really, and that is the paused bench press and the trap bar deadlift on the low handles. It's been quite a while since I've actually done a max bench press, and I think the most I've ever done is 165 kilos or 364 pounds with a pause. Not sure if I'm capable of that at the moment though, so I've worked it out to try and get at least 160 at the end of this cycle. So I've basically backtracked and then written out the numbers and planned the cycle ahead of time, so I know roughly what numbers to hit each week. So this is week 4, so the aim is 2 sets of 2. So I did £320 for 2, and that was harder than it should have been. I mean, looking back, it doesn't look that bad. So I did this 325. I was contemplating going 330, but the 320 for 2 felt harder than it should have been. If that had moved really well, then yeah, I probably would have gone to 330. So I did 325 for 2, and yeah, it was hard. I don't know if I could have done another rep. Maybe I could have done, but I didn't have a spotter, so I didn't want to risk it. So I'm going to save it for next week, and then next week I'll try 330 for 2. So the rest of the workout went really well, especially this close grip ball press, £300 for 5. So really pleased with that. Probably had 6 there as well. So, and the seated press behind the neck, that went well as well. On the whole, it was a good session actually. It was only the bench press that I was probably a little bit disappointed with really. So I'm about £5 behind on schedule with the bench press. But this press behind the neck, 95 kilos or £209 for 4. And yeah, this was hard. I think I could have got 5 though. And it was the same story with the close grip ball press. That wasn't a failure. The only thing that probably was to failure a little bit was the bench press. So I did 209 for 4, and then a little back off set at £176 for 4 or 80 kilos. So yeah, that was all good. Afterwards I did loo raise for shoulder stab, but I didn't film it. Just 2 sets of 12 on that one. And then just finished off with grip work basically. So the standard barbell hold behind the back. So yeah. Again, like I said, I've got a plan with all of these. At the end of this, I want to do like a 10-second hold on the barbell hold behind the back with as much weight as I possibly can. Not too sure what that is. Like I say, the main thing that I have planned is the bench press and the trap bar deadlift. So, for example, with the trap bar deadlift, my max that I did back in January was 335 kilos or 738 pounds. So my aim at the end of this cycle is to try and get 340 kilos or 750. So like I say, I've pre-planned it. I've already written down the numbers that I want to hit every week, and so long as I do that, I've got a pretty good chance of doing it. When I was with the bench press, I was kind of hoping for about 165, maybe even 170 with a pause. But because I'm struggling at the moment, I think it's probably about a 160 bench press with a pause is now probably going to be more realistic, to be honest. It's probably going to be more my real age, so yeah, I'm not happy with that, but it is what it is. So I did, with the behind the back holds for grip, £308 or 3 plates aside for 30 seconds, and then 2 back off sets at 30 seconds. So I dropped 20 odd pounds. This was supposed to be 30 seconds, but unfortunately I only managed 28. I knew I should have dropped to about 275. And now for the second back down set, I've dropped to 265, and even this was hard, but yeah, I managed to get the 30 seconds, so that's 100 seconds of grip holding altogether, 3 lots of 30 seconds plus a 10-second warm-up. So But as I did the 308 for 30 seconds, that was really hard because straight away it started to roll on my fingers. But luckily, I managed to hold on. When the weight's moderate, you can probably get away with that. But when it's max weight, it does get really. Once it rolls onto your fingers, it's pretty much game over, really. So, but yeah, like I said, I weren't too happy with the bench. I was really hoping for 330 for a double to an RPE 9ish, but I mean, like I said, I might be able to get it. I don't know, but hopefully I'll have a better workout. So next week with the bench press, I'm just going to go up to a 2 rep max, and yeah, hopefully I can get 330, maybe better. So yeah, okay, I'm going to sign off now. The next training session will probably be about Saturday, and that's going to be trap bar deadlifts on the low handles, and yeah, going to go for a 2 rep max on that to about an RP9. So I'll be looking at around the 300 kilo mark. So yeah, looking forward to doing that. Okay, so I'm going to disappear now, and so join me next time.